Hey, my name is Billy Lombardo. I'm a writer from Chicago. I was invited by the Chicago Literary Hall of Fame to share a passage from a story by one of my favorite Chicago authors. Writers are often asked who their writing influences are, and because I grew up in a house with no books and hadn't read much of anything, at least with an eye toward craft, before my first book came out, I always felt pretty confident saying I didn't have any literary influences. When I lucked upon the Chicago literary scene with my first collection of short stories, The Logic of a Rose, it was a finalist for the Society of Midland Authors Award, and one of the other finalists was a Joe Meno collection of short fiction. I was hearing Joe Meno's name everywhere, and I was like, who is this guy? He was 10 years younger than I was at the time. He's actually a little older than I am now. He had 3 novels out, and he'd been translated into German, Russian, and Italian, and he'd won the Nelson Algren Award for fiction. So naturally, I was like, who is this poser? And then I read his book, Bluebirds Used to Croon in the Choir, and I was like, oh, this guy is good. He's Joe Meno, and he's one of the best fiction writers around, and he's one of my influences. And this is the opening of his story, Midway. It is bad to go to the airport to steal strangers' bags. I know this. My brother Junior, on the other hand, he goes up there every day and he comes home with someone else's suitcase. It's unbelievable to me. He's just a kid, a sophomore in high school. And like everybody, I guess, he may be looking to find something he has lost. I don't know. When I find him sitting on the couch playing those lame video games, wearing what must be some strange old white dude's black and white wingtips, or strutting around the place in some purple Hawaiian cabana shirt, it makes me nervous. When I see the kid eating cereal out of the box, wearing a priest's cowl and collar, a getup that must have definitely been stolen from some third world missionary, I get a little worried. Why? Because he's been doing it for a while. He goes up to the airport every day, or almost every day, right after his last class. He rides his bicycle the 9 or 10 blocks, locks his bike up, and finds a terminal that's busy, real crowded. Then he just sits there and waits for the planes to come in. He looks out the terminal window and watches the planes taking off and landing, listening to the sounds, checking out all the people. When the planes come in, he goes to the baggage claim, right? And he stands there and watches. He stands there and watches and stands there and watches, and he waits and waits, and then he goes and steals people's suitcases. He takes their luggage. I don't know why he does it. I just don't know what's wrong with him. That's the intro to Joe Meno's story, Midway, and you gotta read it.